guys, it's MicheleMarieDalene. Today we're going to talk about an effect that we'll be using tonight with our 11H30 special cringe report. And I'm not going to show you his slides, only because those are specific to the show. I'm just going to show you a few others. I've been working on the chroma key effect now for a while, trying to get it right. Now, the problem is that there's some light coming in from the skylight, which is going to screw up the effect a bit. Not too much, but it's going to screw up the effect a little bit. So let's get this started. First of all, let me switch over to this. Let me get everything set to go. I'm going to use the very traditional effect we use on the background here, which is the patio. You can see that. I'm going to go over there now. I have Floopy Kitty over there at the patio. So let me plug in my microphone cord here. And I'm going to head over there and we'll talk about the effect and how it works. And also when it doesn't work. Because there's always a chance that things can go wrong with chroma key. So let's see if we can get this straight here. Okay, now, because I scaled me down, you probably saw me sort of like materialize in the middle of nowhere because of the nature of the picture. And that is because one of the effects when you scale down your on-screen talent in relation to the background is that if they're sitting at the desk and they're staying within the bounds of the frame, you're fine. But if they're coming into the frame without the proper thing, it looks kind of weird. But you know what? Hey, first of all, let's talk about what chroma key is, and then we'll take it from here. Chroma key is to take a key out of color. There's also something called luma key. Luma key means to key out a gray or a black, usually black or white. Sometimes chroma key and luma key are worked together to provide more specific keys. So like if you may want to key on a certain shade of green. You may not necessarily want to key on every single green. For a variety of reasons. Maybe you only have one green screen, but you want to use it outside and the grass is green. So you don't want to key on the grass. You only want to key on that particular shade of chroma key background. So that's where you'd use a chroma key and luma key together to be very particular about which shade of green you're keying on. It doesn't even have to be green. You can key on any color. You can key on green, you can key on blue. Those are the two most common. I also mentioned luma key. You can actually key on certain types of grays. Certain levels of darknesses, lightnesses, if you want to do luma key. But those things are a lot of work to do. It's an extension of another technology which is used in old school film of using masking. Masking is something that a lot of us will not do. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of efforts go into it, and it may not be something that is going to likely be of an interest to you, but it certainly is a key way of doing things besides chroma and luma key. Now, unfortunately for amateurs, thanks to modern technology, you can get chroma key and luma key at home, and you can do it at home. But one of the biggest problems is getting a good key. I have to be honest here, getting a good key is really challenging because I only got 2 lights here. Ideally, if you had a bigger studio, you really should do a 5-light setup. That is, the 2 lights should be in the back, illuminating the green screen, and then 2 lights and hair lights should be used to illuminate me. Unfortunately, because of space and electrical consumption, I have to do with 2 lights, when it really should be done with 5. That means that, unfortunately, keys can get kind of screwy. On top of that, there's some light coming in from the skylight on the top, which is kind of messing up the keying a little bit. So I cropped out my image to get rid of the green residual from the skylight, which just didn't key because it was so off just by a little bit. And that's sometimes done. In a perfect key, you don't have to do that. The only time you would crap out of, like, if you got too much desktop and maybe you want to keep it smaller. Like, this desk is pretty large, the way I had the camera set. So I could actually bring this desk camera up, tilt it more up towards me, so you can see less of the desk and more of the other surfaces. That certainly is an option. Thanks to modern technology, that is really not hard to do. But again, it's not perfect, and it's pretty good. Now, this is being done in Cam Twist. Now, Cam Twist has a pretty sophisticated green screen tool. It's, like I said, it does chroma key in general, any color. You can key on any color you want. The realest biggest problem would be is keying on a color, is picking a good color to key on that's going to be unique. For example, if I was to key in my pink walls, which is bubblegum pinkish color, I would be a terrible choice because of the fact is that my skin is kind of matches the wall, so it would be like you might not even see my arms unless the key is dead on perfect, and there's no guarantee that's going to be the case. I found that for me, when I had Dusty key up here on this table, was unfortunately to my dismay, Dusty almost looked translucent because of his dark fur, and the keying system couldn't easily identify who's who. One of the reasons is we had the color tolerance a little higher because of the slightly irregular light, because it's still kind of daytime, it's raining outside, so it's darker than it would be. But if you think about it, a key is going to be perfect. Now let me just show you how you do the keys. Now, so let me get over there and let's take a look at this together, and we'll see how I can explain it to you. And already you can see that I've got to make some adjustments to the keys. So let's do that, because the sun's coming out. So let's show you how to do this. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to be editing chroma keying. I'm going to temporarily remove the background because I want to focus on the chroma key function only. I don't want to deal with the other stuff. And I keep forgetting to turn off my damn camera. Oopsies. Alright, so let me do this here. Let me show you how to fix the chroma key option. So first we're going to go in, so let me switch this to the desktop so you can see this, and then I'll show you how to edit this. Let's make sure I get this right. I had some problems with this earlier. Okay, so here we have the desktop, and I know what you can say is, holy crap, lady, you got a lot of crap on here. Yeah, I do, unfortunately. Let me switch this out. Okay, there we go. Let's key on this one. So this one, though, the one on the left is the one we're going to be working on. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into the chroma key. We're going to tap it once, and then we're going to hit edit. Now, the first thing is, you'll notice is that the stupid damn thing still showing everything else I don't want to see right now. Let's keep this simple, stupid. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. So first thing I want to do is because it got a little lighter and changed my color, and I'm going to see if I can fix it. So that's good. Now that was relatively easy, or was it? Well, actually, it's not perfect because you see, because I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. I'm actually moving the slider. Okay, now you see how we have it over here. I'm going to slide this over here more. You can see how you have over here, the edge of the desk shows that there's a chroma key noise. We have a couple ways we can do this. The way I do not recommend you do it indiscriminately is to run the threshold control and willy-nilly. If you're really going to use threshold, you got to use threshold. But if you really can avoid using too much of it, because if you use too much of it, it's going to really seriously screw up your key. Right now, that looks pretty damn good. So what I'm going to do now is let's test it. So first of all, let me close this window, pop up a background. I'll use the same one I used before, which would be the test card is a good one. That looks good. How about the use of the patio? So I turn off the test card, go back to patio, and there we go. Now you can see my patio looks better. So I'm going to hit dissolve, and now we can see that I got it pretty good. And I did not have to crop off the top, the side of the video. It was problematic. So let me go back over to the patio now that we got this right. Because this is studio, this is a lot of natural existing daylight, things don't always work the way you would expect. And if you happen to be a studio which is as dark as a cave, and you can make it perfectly dark, hey, great for you. But unfortunately, if you have an existing skylight like I do overhead, and trust me, I fought hard to keep the skylight in this building, because the fact of the matter is there are times when I want the sun to come in, and there are times like today that I do not want the sun to come in. There's ways I can solve that problem. But now this is a simple key. When I say simple, meaning it's just a background. But you can have a compound key. Let me explain real quick what that is, although I don't have any way of doing it right now. A compound key is you can have, like for example, this wooden table. If you say put down a piece of blue cloth, you can make this table look like a fancy anchor desk. So you would actually have two layers of chroma key. The first layer would be me on the back, and then you'd have the blue cloth on the front. And then you would key on the blue cloth in the front on the second chroma key. The problem with that is now you got to deal with two chroma keys, two sets of lighting consistency issues, and I really don't recommend it. But you know what? Some people do it. It's fine. It's up to you. I wouldn't go there, but whatever floats your boat. Two keys. It just means more things that go wrong, and wrong timing. It would be the worst thing to happen. So anyway, the point is, it's because of this is sensitive to color, daylight, time of day, everything. Especially outside, if you're going to do a chroma key outside. Most commonly for outdoor shoots, they say you usually key to blue. Well, yeah, you can key to blue. You can also key to green, if whichever one works for you. They make portable, spring-loaded key backgrounds that you can use behind the subject, that you can use to key out the background and crop it so the subject is still in the green screen, and that's another thing you can do. But right now we're in the studio, so we do have that advantage. The green screen is on the wall, it's static, it doesn't physically move. That material is always there. So theoretically, meaning that once your light is perfectly set and your colors are right, you're all set. It's not going to change. Unless, of course, your light bulbs change. Now, I didn't mention that, but these are incandescent lights, and they hot as hell. Now, if you're going to shoot under CFLs, a lot of CFLs tend to have a lot of green. even the best photo shoot CFL bulbs, even the Photo Luxes, those guys have a green cast to them. So this green will be green screen because you can key on that and it'll actually amplify the green. But unfortunately, in incandescent lighting, there's a lot of yellow. Even if you have camera automatic white balance, you may actually still see the yellow, and it's gonna change the image. One of the biggest mistakes I'm doing right now is I'm wearing black. Black is a problem because of the fact is, depending on how your key is, you may actually look like you're invisible. Really, it makes sense to, unless your key is absolutely stellar perfect, it is best to wear anything that is not likely to get confused by the camera. And I found out that black is just not it. Lomi wore a white dress on a shoot when we did the Victorian era. That day we were keying with the sunlight coming in through the skylight, and the result was perfect. Now, speaking of another example of a key subject is Mr. Free Cat here. Now, Fame is a little bit of white and brown, and he's in his winter outfit. Yeah, he loses all his fur in the winter time. Yeah. So I swear to God, you're an Australian cat, because Australia they're getting ready for the spring soon. Summer, actually. So he's got like a summer coat in the middle of winter time. Which is kind of strange. But okay, he's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. His white fur, his browns are completely different than the key in the wall. And so he's not going to blend in. Me, I blend in. The reason why I choose Floopy Kitty as a simulate is exactly the same reason why I would rather have Fame in the shot. Because he's a perfect cat to key against, because he's white and brown. And I have to sit at the console. I can't do it from here. Everything has to be done over there. So I need a test subject over here. And, well, if it's the cat, it's the cat. If it's me, it's me. Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah. Alright, so anyway, this is an example of a good way to key a subject. And I had another video in that was a lot longer than this. Had a lot of problems and flaws and mix-ups and screw-ups and wrong buttons get pressed, and it's just absolutely positively a disaster. This one I think came out a lot better. So we're going to be showing you more of this tonight on the special cringe report. That's going to be starting at about 10:30. That's one of the reasons why you see I've been minimized, is because the backdrop video is going to be, from what I can tell, is the main subject. I can make it bigger as needed. So if for a reason R11 says to me, no, Michelle, I want you still to be the main subject of the video, I can go into the editor, change the setting, make me bigger, and we'd be all set to go. So that's just the way we do with the video technology, because it becomes so inexpensive. It's available to amateurs. This is the technology that has been within the professional sector for decades. You used to see TV news people would have in the evening news. The guy would sometimes, you see like projection, only you think it's slides, he's projecting on the wall. Originally it used to be. But then thanks to modern technology like chroma key, which is actually a trade name by the way, they have now been able to impose, instead of actually putting slides on a slide projector and projecting it on the wall, they put the equipment of the slides into a projector that is sent back to a video camera in the studio, and then they key out the blue or the green behind the anchor, and there you go. There's your slide showing like the arson fire or the shooting or maybe a picture of a gun, or maybe a picture of a candidate. That's what they do. We can do the same thing here, and that's what we're going to be doing for tonight. So I wanted to just show you how it can be done at a very simple level. It's been so long since I've been in here in this room that this is actually, I hope that, this will give you some ideas. How much does it cost to do chroma keying? Honestly, not much. What's the key, most important thing you have to do? You need to have consistent lighting. That's the most important thing. You got to have consistent lighting. These lightings are consistent. Also, to avoid shadow, you don't want to be standing right in front of the chroma key. When I mean right in front, I mean within a meter. You got to make sure to leave room behind you, because otherwise you're gonna see the shadow of me, like moving my hand in the light, and that's gonna mess up the key. So you want to avoid my silhouette on the background. So depending on how your lights are set, this is as good as I'm going to be able to get in this situation. Does it cost a lot to do this? No, actually it doesn't. The green screen only costs about $10. I didn't need the stand. You can buy the ones with the separate stands and the clamps, and but if that's what you want to do, that's great. That's a lot more. I didn't need the stand because I had a wall. It was empty, so I used the wall instead. But if you want to use this portable stand and put the green screen on the rod, this is a 5-foot by 9-foot screen. It's narrow. It's small. Technically, if I wanted to, I could flip the screen the other way and make it 9 feet wide by 5 feet tall. The problem would be, of course, is my room doesn't have enough room for that. So that's one reason I didn't do that. But if I did, it would be pretty much cover this entire wall, including over the closet door, which would kind of suck. So let me get back over to the desk right now, and let's end the show in a more appropriate way, and then so here we go. I'll start the camera back on me. I can see my cat is still the subject of the video. He looks good. Okay, so let me go back to me. Where is me? Where is me? Where's my camera? There we go. I want to make sure to select these images. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So me. Okay, so the point is that's the green screen. That's how it's done. It's really easy to do if you take your time. But the problem is taking your time, unfortunately, is where the trouble starts. So often people don't get it. It's, hard to understand, but it really looks good when it's done right. And like I said, you can do it easily, inexpensively on your own. It doesn't require any special cameras or equipment, but it does require time. Let me make a suggestion. If you're using a digital fancy camera like a DSLR, clearly set your camera to manual exposure and manual white balance, because it works better that way. If you do have to use automatic exposure, automatic white balance, just be aware that things could go wrong at the wrong time, and that's a problem. You know how it is, right? Yeah, we don't know. If you have any questions about the green screen, if you want to know more about the process, don't be afraid to ask. I will do my best to answer your questions. I'm open to most any questions, so don't be afraid to ask. If you want to see more detailed green screening, maybe even doing component or multi-key green screen keying, I'm gonna need some more money for another muslin, like a blue muslin to put on the tabletop, and I could show you an even more advanced green screening using 2 different keys. But for now, thanks for watching this. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.